Let me know if you guys have any questions or comments about rotating your wheels, bearings, and spacers. And good luck. I think we can do this. Okay. We have an FR skate tool with a bearing pusher, and we've got a Sonic Pro tool. I think one of these actually also acts as a bearing pusher, and you can push with the center if you need to. We got a little speed cream. We won't need that today, though, probably, because we have the ILQ Twin Cam Pros. So 99.9% sure these already come pre-lubed. Yep, they definitely do. I can already feel the lube on them. And so look at those Pros. So you can actually get inside the Pros on the inside and clean them out. If you guys don't know, I use a jewel cleaner for my bearings. So you can flip these over, jewel clean them out, and then re-oil them, and you're good to go. Okay, so let's get these wheels all set up, and then we'll clean off the other skates. We'll take off the other wheels, and we'll get going to our skate. So you want the shield on the outside on the Pros. Helps if you put them in from the right direction and pop them in. That one went in all the way, but again, if they didn't go in all the way, just use your bearing push tool. That one went all the way, so that's a bad example. Then you want to take a spacer. Spacers are super important, and you want to put that spacer right in the middle. Take your other bearing, pop it right in the top. Now, if you guys ever put your wheels into your frames and they move side to side, it's usually a spacer issue. That's your problem whenever that happens. I see that post a lot online, going side to side in your frame. Just means you don't have everything pressed all the way in. So just go back to your press them all the way in. And sometimes if you go to a skate shop, they have an actual press machine, which is pretty cool. Okay, so do that 8 more times, 6 more times if you're running a tri-wheel setup. I guess I am going to use this, the bearing press. Usually I can do it by hand, but feeling particularly strong today. Yeah, and a big shout out to Haryarti, aka Igor, for hooking it up with these hydrogen 80mm wheels. And these are completely sold out online at the time of me filming this, and I was really low on my other wheels. Maybe not really low, but lower than I like being. And he's in my skate group, and he hooked up. He had an extra pair of wheels that he wasn't using, and he just gave selflessly of himself to me. Didn't even make me pay him back for him, which I was totally willing to do. It's like my birth. Woo. I really like this FR skate tool. Starting to get the hang of this. And then the last one. Okay, those are all good. Set this aside. And now we'll put them on our skates. So the FR skates are a little funky. We've got a slightly different hole size. Wheels up somewhere else so we don't lose them. So I also have the rockerable frames. So just to give you guys an idea of how bad my wheels were, these used to be 80mm wheels, and when they were fully 80mm, they were touching or almost touching. So we've probably lost, I don't know, what is that? Maybe 10mm on each side, bring them down to about 70, 65. I need a caliper to really tell. There is some life left in these wheels, not much. But the reason I'm getting rid of them a little bit early is, signs like this. I was doing a lot of street riding on them. So there's a lot of, like T-stops in there on the, I don't know if you guys can see that edging. But bad edging, basically. I didn't rotate them enough. So the wheels are a little dead. And also the actual curvature is all the way to the wheel wall right here. So that's also something you don't really want. You generally want to wear them out a little bit thinner than that. And then finally, well, this one's not so bad, but the other one had some wheels that were just had gotten dirty. Yeah, this one right here. It's a little too much beach wear, too much sand. I probably could clean it out and save it, but again, it's tread. I'm not sure it's really worth cleaning it out as opposed to just putting on bearings. The other thing is these are the bearings and wheels that came with the skate, and this is an entry-level boot from FR. This is the FRX80. So upgrading to hydrogen wheels is going to be a big step up from, I believe these are Street Kings, and the ABEX 7s that come with it. So I'll be riding faster and smoother tonight. And I actually think because these are brand new wheels, don't ever do this, by the way, what I'm doing right now. Because these are brand new wheels, you could potentially, I think I will be rockering them tonight. Heck. Woo. Dang, that one was in there hard. Yeah, you probably typically don't want to do that with your skates, by the way, but like I said, I'm not going to probably use these. Yeah, ABEX 7s. Ooh, actually, there's a lot of life in those. Maybe I'll clean these bearings up and... Oh, you know what I'll do? I'll definitely do that. I'll save these ABEX 7s for Europe, where it's wet and rainy this time of year. So when I'm skating out there, I'll put the ABEX 7s back on, then I can get them all rusty. And I won't have to worry about my ILQ Pro 9s being wasted on a single winter session. Dude, I am going to be flying tonight. It's going to be awesome. I'm definitely going to put the rocker, because what's great about these FRX 80s is you can practice some wizard-esque moves because they have a rockerable front and back wheel if you so desire. So that's exciting. Let's take these off. And remember, guys, when you're taking off the wheels, your frames get super dirty and a lot of that dust kicks around whenever you're skating. So definitely clean off your wheels and frames after you remove the wheels. Can't stress that enough. Another good tip I can give you is check the frame boot connector. A lot of people just ignore that connector, and over time it will come back to haunt you. If you ever have a catastrophic failure on that bolt point, it's pretty bad. Very unpleasant. Do not recommend. So this is just the other bolt point I was telling you about to check whenever you redo your skates. Yeah, mine's still nice and tight there. Oh, that one was a little loose. See? You always want those bolt points. You know, they get lots of vibration. And they come with a screw lock from the factory, but you know, you always just want to double check and be sure. Considering it's, especially on entry-level boots, there will only be 2 points. Although on the Power Slide series, you know, they have the Trinity mount, so there's 3 points of mounting. So if you do have a bolt failure on your boot, it's not necessarily catastrophic, although it's still not a fun experience. It feels like the ground just slides out from under your feet. I've noticed in my experience too, it usually happens when people are doing like big jumps and landing, or doing like right in an emergency slide, like basically whenever they need it the most. All right, cool. So that, I mean, not clean, but you know, we get the dust off, especially get in there. Okay, cool. So now let's put our new wheels on. Dude, I don't know. Anybody who says wheels shouldn't spin free-handed, I think is kidding themselves. Okay, because this is this one, let's do the middle ones first, since those aren't going anywhere. The middle wheels on these Rockerville frames tend to be a little bit easier to put on at first because you don't have to know which side they're facing. And then, oh, here's the other thing I like to do is not necessarily, you kind of want grease on this, so you don't want to wipe it off, but you also don't want to get any dirt or anything into there. That's what will give that kind of gritty sound whenever you're skating, that rocky, clicky sort of noise. So if you have anything in there, you know, hair, dust, whatever, sand, just make sure it's off before you screw it back on. You guys can see my four-legged manager over there making sure I'm doing a good job. And usually I actually have this in my lap like this. So if you guys are watching at home and you're wondering like, what the heck, why is he holding the boot like that? It's because there's a camera in my lap. So usually the boot is upside down in between my legs like this, and I'm usually working on it from above. So hopefully that gives you guys a better sense of how you should be doing it. See, that's how close they should be, and that's how close they were. So a little bit. I actually did have a little bit more than I thought I did. A little bit more tread on there. Get the final wheels in. And we just got to double check that they're facing the right way. So we actually want to rocker them, which means we will turn the FR symbol upside down so that we can get the extra millimeter rocker. That doesn't look right. Oops. That one's actually a little rough. Ooh, looks like there was some schmutz I forgot to get out, but everything else is just gliding like a dream. I might also be seeing some frame bend. I do a lot of T-stopping. That's super unhealthy for my frames and wheels. Awesome. One down, one to go. How we doing, supervisor? And now for the other boot. So again, outside, you just want to wipe down your boots, take off all the wheels. Oh man, this back wheel's on really tight. Then again, we have all that gunk inside. Let's go ahead and just make sure we really wipe that down. And normally I do this outside, but it's can't today because it's raining. But all this is essentially just hardcore city pollution. So this is not something you want to be sucking in. Definitely helps a little bit from putting all that in your lungs, sucking in the leftovers of exhaust, car, and whatever else. Ooh, this one was especially nasty. All right. Ugh, looks like we got everything. I want to wipe my hands off so I don't get dirt all over the new wheels. And then same thing, just put in the new wheels. Get all this dirt out of the way too, just so I don't put it on any of the new wheels. Let's see, I put the outside on the outside, so let's keep it consistent. And this goes on this side. On the outside, right? Yeah, and I've got the logo on the insides. Doesn't really matter which way you put the logos. I just keep them consistent while I'm wearing them down so that I know which way is which when I rotate them. But there's really nothing leading me other than preference. And remember, when you're putting all the wheels on, don't screw in too tight until all the wheels are in. Don't apply that pressure. Just, you know, loose by hand. You want to keep things balanced, keep things symmetrical, keep tension flowing both through the frame and through the boot evenly. And after you've tightened them all by hand, just a few fingertips, go back through and tighten everything up to about, not super strong pressure, but about the strength of your hand. You know, really firm handshake. And obviously if you hear any rattling, or if any of your wheels become loose on the skate, check them every stop, every 5-10 miles, depending on how often you stop. You want to make, especially in FRs, you really want to make sure they're nice and tight. You can already hear there's some friction in that one. That's okay. They'll probably seat out the more I skate on them. So I'll give them tonight skates, see how they fit. Might go through and re-oil them. See, there's some dust coming out still, so a lot of that's just the dust. Great. And that's all there is to it. You got a brand new skate. That's how you change your wheels and bearings and spacers for brand new setup, basically. Yeah. And I'll cut to tonight, show you guys how these look out in the streets. I need some new laces. Just ignore that. Let me know if you guys have any questions or comments about rotating your wheels, bearings, and spacers. And good luck.